to Midnight Knits. My name is Tanya and I am coming to you from Melbourne, Australia. And you can find me on Ravelry at thistantan and on Instagram at tantanmakes. So I haven't actually released my first video yet, but hopefully I'll get that out soon, and by the time that will be out, and then I'll have this one edited hopefully pretty quickly. So now that I'm getting through the learning curve. So we'll go with what I'm wearing, and I am wearing the Winter Beach Cardi by, let me just, the Winter Beach Cardi by Annarella. You can see these pockets and these cables, and I'm using the recommended yarn of Hedgehog Fibers Tweedy in the Noir colorway. This cardigan, when it first came out, when the pattern first came out, and I bought the cover when that first came out. So there was only 2 colorways at the time. That was just I think they're gray, which is their natural, and the noir. So it's kind of nice to be able to cast on a pattern, get the yarn just for it, and be able to finish it relatively quickly. So I kind of want to get back to that. So the first finished object I have is my gnome. So my March gnome for the Year of Gnomes is finished. And he's got these cute little ear flaps and this noodly beard and a little jumper. And he's absolutely cute. And again, this is yarn by Mama Wooling in New Zealand in her February colorway for the Year of Gnomes, and it's called Loved Up. So you have the pinks and the green here like a rose, and you're undyed for the beards and things. So he's got little hands, which is super cute. So I really enjoyed this, and it was only a couple nights of knitting in the end. So I did the pat, which you saw last week, and then I did all this in mostly one evening. I think I still had the nose left to make, and I needed to sew on the beard and the nose the next morning, and that was it. So easy to finish up. Oh, and the pattern is by Schira of Imagined Landscapes in her Gnomes of Grimblewood book. My second object is the Emotional Support Chicken. I got the eyes in and was able to I just put the eyes on, stuffed it, and sewed it up. And oh, obviously I could have stuffed it a bit more. So I'm getting ready to gift this pretty soon. I do think though, next time I make this, I might go down a needle size, as I can see the stuffing through the stitches here, and it seems to be loose in places. Like here it's fine, the gauge is fine here, but then at some point where I guess we're picking up or decreasing or something, my gauge just goes out, and perhaps need to. But otherwise, I just feel like here you can just see through it a little bit. So, you know, like, yeah, looking at the tail, you can see through it just a little bit. So I think maybe a tighter gauge. So I might go down and needle size next time I make this. Probably could have stuffed it more. It's still pretty squishy. I did block the comb a little bit just because it was flopping, and the eyes are wobbly. I didn't put them in very well. I thought I got them in pretty straight. Then once I started stuffing, I was like, oh. But it gives it character, I reckon. Yeah. So that is done. And lastly, I finished my February temperature dishcloth. I just finished it tonight actually, so I just kind of went on a roll and finished up these last few rows. Oh, the last week of February basically, and just got done. And that's February done. So I need to cast on March, and then maybe I'll actually catch up and at the beginning of April have March finished. As it's fairly quick knitting. So January, now February is done. March will be on the way. And March, I think, will be mainly these, well, mainly probably this color, because this past like week or two, it's just been, well, relatively cold compared to what we had been having. So we're going to start going into the winter colors soon, which is kind of exciting. All right, whips. And I did not touch my temperature, not temperature, my turning roads blanket. I didn't touch it at all. So that's kind of something I'm thinking about for next week. The week upcoming, maybe this weekend I'll try to do the transition. Yeah, I just didn't get around to it. I have been trying to finish my socks. So these are the Winter Rose socks by Curious Handmade, and I was almost finished with the leg, and I still had to do the heel, and the heel is now done. It is a heel flap and gusset, just what was in the pattern, and I just did it in the same yarn. So I'm only going to do contrast cuff and toes on this pattern, I decided. And I'm a good way down the foot now. So I do them 2 at a time on magic loop with my Chagu needles. So I don't suffer from second sock syndrome because of it, which is nice. I feel like I would suffer from second sock syndrome if I did anything else. So 2 at a time is always what I do, even if it means having multiple balls of yarn tangling up. But I reckon I have about maybe 5 more pattern repeats to do, and then I can start the toe. So I think that I should be able to finish these by the end of the weekend. So that's the plan for that. End of the weekend. So just to remind you again, this is Louie and Lola yarn. It's the merino nylon sock base. And this was her color shift club in February 2023. Yeah, gorgeous colorway. Absolutely adore this colorway. That's pretty true. And the other whip that I've really been working on that obviously didn't become FOs is the Only Yarn in the Buildings MKAL. So I am not done with clue 3. I am almost done with clue 3. I think just a little bit more knitting and I'll be done with clue 3. So hopefully I'll get clue 3 finished tomorrow, because clue 5 is already out. So so I'm falling behind. So look away if you are participating, don't want to get spoiled, although I'm so far behind, you're not being spoiled at this point, if you're on track. So this is almost clue 3 finished. This is where I'm at. So we finished that triangle up the top. Sorry for knocking the camera. Yeah, so this is it. It's full glory at this point. I am currently on the last bit of clue 3, which is to make another one, of these strips. So I'm about halfway done with that. Oh, here we go. My provisional cast on keeps getting unraveled, so I'm constantly trying to put it back into place. I'm hoping I haven't lost any stitches. But so this is about halfway done, and I'm hoping to get that done by the end of the weekend as well, so I can start clue 4 and hopefully finish that before clue 6 comes out. So I'm not too far behind. My yarn just fell all over the place. So I didn't show in the last episode, but this was the contrast color that I'm using, which is gorgeous Stitchcraft and Wizardry. This is Dimensions versus My Little Pony, and you can see there, it's not speckles, but it's like little blips of color in the charcoal, which is absolutely gorgeous. Whereas the Care Bears yarn is definitely speckled. Definitely speckled. But very, very gorgeous. All right. And now my aspirational knitting. So again, last week I was like, maybe I will cast on the Playdate cardigan. Didn't quite finish my socks to do that. But once those socks are done, I have a few options. So I do plan to cast on that Playdate cardigan. So that's definitely going to happen. And that will happen probably this weekend, even if I don't finish the socks. I think I will get that done. So that will be with the, oh, where's the yarn? Here it is. This is a bag that I got from an advent from Happy Hank Co., who no longer dies. So, which is quite sad. But it's a handy little zip bag. And I just thought, I just had this yarn sitting out, and I just thought I'll just chuck it in a bag because I'll eventually need a project bag. So this is, again, Louie and Lola. Got quite a bit of her yarn, I guess, in her merino nylon sock base in Sea Spray. So it's kind of like a green, blue, gray. It's hard to get the lighting right, and unfortunately it's dark and this is not natural light. So, but hopefully I will cast that on this weekend. And my other bit of knitting that I want to do, there's a couple choices. So once I finish those winter rose socks, I will either cast on the next installment of the bombed yarns, which is this lovely merino silk base. Oh, so nice. With these 3 minis to make these shorty socks, because there's actually quite a bit of time left in March, so maybe I could get them done. Probably not. I'm leaning towards casting these on the 1st of April for my April socks. So that's that plan. My other option, and this is likely going to be it because I want to get these done. These have been on my whip list for years now. I think 2022. Yeah, that sounds about right. And these are the Dune mystery socks by Talvi Knits, I believe. If not, I'll put a thing up with the correct designer. And there were mystery socks before the Dune movie came out, and they were toe up, and it's just intricate lace pattern that's supposed to look reminiscent to the bodysuits that they wear to distill their sweat. And it has this gorgeous heel flap. And look, I just have leg to do. I just have a leg and a cuff to do. And they've been sitting on the needles for 3 years. I've worked on them a little bit last year, but I didn't finish them. Why? Why didn't I finish them? So I'm thinking I can pick that back up, find where I'm at, and finish these off, and that would be great. I'm almost thinking these are too long. Did I make these too long for myself? Oh, will I even be able to get them over my heel? Oh, it's hard with the knitting needles. They just feel a little tight in that one spot. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, maybe I made them a good size. Look, I guess they fit. Not too long. Maybe I think I make my socks a bit short. It just looks long. But I make my socks short. I never do enough. I'm hoping to fix that soon, actually, because it's not good to have especially with shorty socks. It makes it harder to well, I don't like socks falling down, and the shorty socks fall down because I don't make the foot long enough to fit me. So I have a few that just don't fit quite right, unfortunately. So I could have done a few more repeats or something, but these fit good once I got them over my heel. So that's the plan, to finish that off. So the next time I see you guys, I will have clue 3 done of the MKAL. Hopefully clue 4, and I'm starting clue 5. That's hopefully for that. And I'll have those socks finished. The winter rose socks will be done. And I will pick these up again and finish them off. Hopefully. Hopefully I'll have them done, if not a good way done towards the cuff. And then make progress on that blanket. I'm going to pick that up again at some point and make some progress. I think Tuesday might be a good day for me to do that. And I'll cast on that Playdate cardigan. So I'll have hopefully reduced my whip list a little bit. I am currently sitting on 31 whips, as I finished 5 projects. I started off with 31 and I cast on 5. So I'm even for the month. So I finished those winter rose socks. That will be 1 less. So it'll be 30 projects. If I cast on that Playdate, I'm back to even again. So I think that's a win. And if I finish those dune socks, that's another, that will be 1 more less again. So I can get down to 29 maybe, if I don't clap. But anyway, well, 30 is obviously the lowest I'll probably get, unless I find something else to finish in the meantime, which is possible. Maybe another dishcloth. Well, I'll leave you to it. Happy knitting, and hopefully you're getting more sleep than I am. Bye.